Accessing.
When TV and radio collide.
Love it.
Wow. This is what you get. You're listening to JJ and Alex.
Don't touch that dial.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, Tears for Fears. I'll put it on there as one of the regrettable concerts I went to when I was a kid.
Regrettable?
I didn't love it.
Really?
It wasn't for me. I was like 14. But we were there to see Deep Blue Something.
Really?
I guess we were such idiots.
You went to see Deep Blue Something?
Oh yeah, because they're from like Dallas or Denton.
And you got Tears for Fears, and you didn't care.
Well, Tears for
it?
Fears was like the headliner, and they had kind of had it. They just came out with their Kings of Spain, Raul and their Kings of Spain album, which is, look it up, it wasn't great.
I mean, they have one big hit.
And I said, what about
they got head over heels?
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh my god,
that's what we were there for.
You want to see that?
We were such idiots.
Oh, my gross.
Forgive us of our musical sins.
No.
I'm trying to think of it.
You need to cleanse your palate with a little Michael McDonald.
That was a bad concert. It was outdoors. It was hot. I was like, gosh, Tears for Fears. I thought they were going to be better. All right. Hey, let's kick off the hour here officially. Let's get to the cut. I've got some stuff to do here for you. We've got our keyword to give out. Let's jump in right here.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Trajan Wealth brings you this portion of the program, TRAJANwealth.com, for all your trusted local needs in retirement, a local financial fiduciary to help you out. TrajanWealth.com. It's time to give out the keyword too, right? Am I doing the keyword right now? You okay with that? You guys sign off on that? Okay. If you go to KSLSports.com/contest, you enter the keywords. If you've been doing it all day, you've been entering multiple keywords, you get a better chance to win. But you can enter the keyword for this hour, which is bench. That's right. Traditional spelling. Bench. Go to KSLSports.com/contest, enter the keyword bench, and you're going to get yourself a chance to win 5 tickets to Jazz Clippers coming up on January 27th. Okay, there you go. Let's see here, JJ. I saw this article, and I didn't love the article, but I loved the idea of being able to do it ourselves because they were trying to project because we love way, way, way too early stuff.
Yeah,
right?
Sign me up, yeah.
So give me the way, way too early stuff. Love it. And so one of the things that happens here is, so first of all, they kind of went off of Mark Schlabach putting together his way too early top 25. And if you were to just go off of the top 25, you would have in your college football playoff a local team. In fact, you'd have 2 Big 12 teams part of the equation, according to Mark Schlabach's top 25. You'd have Texas Tech, who would be a repeat winner of the Big 12, have them projected to win the conference again. Why not? They're getting the killer arm of Brendan Sorsby and a couple wide receivers out of Liberty and Pitt. And I think we know what the consolidation of talent could look like at that place because they've done it before. But BYU, he has it number 11 on the year, and why not? 2 years in a row of double-digit wins. This last year, what was it, the second or third time in the history of their time in the history of the program to win over more than 12 games or 12 games or more? That's a big deal. So in he would have BYU into that conversation. Now, I had to roll my eyes a little bit at this, but why not take a crack at some of these possibilities that are out there? So in this article, it rolls out all sorts of wild stuff, and I'll go through what it looks like. Okay, so he has the rankings up for his own. Indiana, Georgia, Texas Tech, Notre Dame. There's your top 4. Why not? Right? See Texas Tech get a little bit better. They could be right there. They were the 4 seed last year, right? So There you go. They could be right there. Notre Dame he has at the 5 seed. USC is a 6 seed. Don't know if I love it.
No.
Texas A&M at a 7 seed. Why not? They were in the playoff this year. Why not get better? Sure. Ohio State, he has in there.
Expect them to be there every year.
Yes, and that would be let me see here. that would be the third team in the Big Ten to get in. So Ohio State would be behind USC and Indiana. I guess the presumption is that USC is going to play in the conference championship game against Indiana. Is that what this is trying to say? And that Ohio State misses out because they lose to Kyle Whittingham's Michigan Wolverines? Boy, that sounds so weird saying it out loud,
Yes,
doesn't
it
it?
does.
Miami, your 8 seed, 9-seeded Oregon, 10-seeded Texas. Now, this is where we fall off the rails here. 11-seeded Oklahoma State. Okay? Now, they give their explanation for it, which was, I'm going to pick a weird team. Because, hey, why not? Indiana won a national championship. Oklahoma State at the 11th seed, and then Hawaii as the group of 6
Hawaii
team to get in. Hey,
Hawaii's not even going to win I guess the Mountain West is.
Are they back on this?
No, I got to rephrase my.
Is next year the new year?
Yeah.
So they're going to have to play.
There's a Pac-12.
They got to go straight through UTEP, my guy, to be able to get there.
That's what I'm going to get at here. Is Hawaii's in the Mountain West? That's not Boise State anymore. That's not all those teams that
Well,
are.
then what's your
It's
problem?
not San Diego State.
I rest my case.
Okay,
Go
even
Warriors.
if they go 12-0, how are they beating out an American or a Pac-12 team for that bid?
Gosh, Pac-12 in the group of 6,
let alone
too.
James
Sounds
Madison
so
in the
weird.
Sun Belt.
You may as well be speaking a different language. Like, I want to bring back just some old school, old head SEC guy and go, yeah, so your Pac-12 champion Utah State's going to be in. Huh? What'd y'all say? I think you got it mixed up there. They're not in the Pac-12. In fact, it's called the Pac-10.
Utah State has a better chance than Hawaii by a mile.
So I'm going to pull up just the AP top 25 for this year. The ending,
final, the last.
I'm not going to do
AP
it way too
poll.
early. This is like the most recent result.
Okay.
So guessing, I think, is tougher.
Sure.
And let's go to 16, okay?
Just in case.
Let's go to 16
You get
just in
big
case.
news tomorrow?
Yeah. Man,
I don't think they're going to get to
who
it.
do we need to pray on? Should we get together tomorrow as a show?
Whatever we can do.
Put our hands together? and
Got
try
to get to
figure this thing
16
out?
tomorrow, folks.
Gosh,
Not
dang
going
it.
to happen, though.
Because people are too stupid to make a better choice for the rest of college football. It's going to be based off of just the being grumpy about not being the power in college football anymore. So Greg Sankey's going to hold up everybody's happiness and the possibility of more teams getting into a college football playoff in a more exciting format because he didn't get to hear that people are going to put the SEC first. Okay? I hate it. But regardless, let's pretend like we got to the 16. Okay? What are they going to, in the 16, did they say they're going to do more than one group of 6? Was it going to be 2?
No.
We don't know what the format is.
No, it's just one.
Yeah, please only bring one.
I mean, yeah, you're right. We're talking about something that's predicted or projected. We don't know for sure, but yeah.
Okay.
I think just one group of 5 would get in.
I'm glad.
Unless
the stupidity
the
happens from
ACC
last year.
drops the ball again.
Gosh dang it. Okay, so I'm going to just go off of last year. 11 win Virginia at 16. 15th seeded Vanderbilt. Did Diego Pavia get that 8th year? Let's give it to him. All right. Utah, your 14 seed. I like what I'm hearing. Oklahoma 13, Texas 12. I'm going through here. Hold on, though, because we do have to include a group of 5. We'll come back to it, though. BYU 11, Notre Dame 10, Alabama 9. It's a joke. Texas A&M 8, Texas Tech 7, Georgia 6, Ohio State 5, Oregon 4, Ole Miss 3, Miami 2, and Indiana 1. Now, exit stage left, I think, some of these quarterbacks. Now, Miami's going to be interesting because obviously they're waited with bated breath there about the whole Darren Manson thing. Okay? Ole Miss, I don't know if they come back and do something again.
I don't think they're going to have the same success.
Okay?
And
Oregon,
Alabama's going to drop.
I think Oregon has every bit of reason to say they could be in that 4 seed.
Yes.
Ohio State absolutely should be in the conversation to be in the top 5.
Yes.
Georgia also.
Yes.
Texas Tech, put them up to 3. I think they're going to be that good.
Yes.
Texas A&M, I think they'll be there too.
Quarterback returns, they're going to be great.
And you're telling me in the 16-team playoff, like all these guys are going to get in. including somebody like Alabama who could lose 3 games in the regular season like they've done the past 3 years or the past 2 years.
They ended up losing 4 this year, and they were in the playoff.
Yeah.
And they won a game. Give them credit.
They lost their bowl game last year too, right? So they lost 4 both years, the last 2 years. Notre Dame at 10, BYU 11, Texas 12. I think all that could happen. Oklahoma 13, Utah 14. You've got to get yourself to guarantee that you're in without having to have that conversation about a group of 5 team bumping you out. You got to get to 14. You could say 15, but since you had 2 this year, you don't feel comfortable necessarily. So throw Tulane in. James Madison actually will come back and they'll be good again. They could be right back in it again.
Why not? Yeah.
So with a 16-team playoff, James Madison boots out Virginia. You know what? I'm going to say they boot out Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt wouldn't be in this conversation this next year. Right? What do you think? You're out? I'm out on Vanderbilt.
I got to see who their quarterback is. I think they could. I think that Clark Lee's got a thing going on. There we go.
True freshman 5-star.
Maybe not next year, but maybe the year after that.
Okay.
But they're building something there.
When has a true freshman 5-star actually worked out? Ask Arch and his family.
It's been tough.
Ask Juju Lewis. How's that going? Colorado?
Where's Jaden Rashada?
What about the cat at Michigan?
Underwood.
I was about to call him Underhill. Put it on the
underwear.
Put it on the Underhill bill.
Rice underwear.
I'll take a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich. That's a Fletch reference. Come on, man.
Our older listeners got it, and they're chuckling in their car right now.
I am.
There's not many of us left at this point.
At this and everyone hates Chevy Chase, but I love Fletch. So
is he ruined Fletch for you?
No, because it's a standalone thing. So
man, he's awful.
Not a good person, but give me Fletch all day long. All right. So in the end, the 12-team playoff might produce a BYU team getting in. Utah would be left out. I don't like it.
You see why the 16-team playoff is so important.
Not just for us here locally. That sounds selfish, but what I do want to say is that it makes no sense to keep it at 12, considering that this year and last year, this is the only 2 years we've done it, right?
Right.
And they've played out to be not what anybody really wanted.
We're still tinkering with this, trying to figure out the right mix.
And having a third year of tinkering with 12 is not where it's at. Tinker with 16.
It was just like last year when you learned that the 4-team bye for conference champions didn't work. You fixed it. Now we realize 12 teams not enough. You probably need 16. Fix it. They have a chance to fix it tomorrow. I know that the SEC and the Big Ten are in a tug of war here for power.
I think. What are the odds?
The Big Ten wants 24. The SEC wants 12. Can you compromise and get to 16 tomorrow? Because there's no reason to wait. We know 16 will be better. We know it. We want more playoff games in home stadiums. That's awesome. Make it happen. And then we can fix the calendar after that. We shouldn't be having national championship games on January 26th. Get it all done by New Year's. Pack the December with college football playoff games. College football will own December. Everybody will be talking about college football in December. When you do it in January, we're not talking about college football, are we? We're talking about the NFL. You can't compete with the NFL playoffs. But tomorrow, they have a chance to make one decision, and the right decision is to move to 16 teams next season. Let's see it. Make it happen. But they're going to mess it up.
They're going to mess it up because a bunch of old stifly, egotistical dudes are going to make the decision for us.
Correct.
It's a bummer. So, all right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. It's so much more fun to have more teams in this thing. And you've got to consolidate it to where we're not putting this thing into January 25th. Can we stop doing that? January 19th, punting it an extra week even more. Don't do it. You don't need to take the entire month of December off. Carson Beck doesn't even go to school. Hadn't gone to school for the last 2 years. Don't tell me about finals of these kids, all right? We'll take a break. When we come back, let's get you ready with some Jazz Daily, walking you up to the Jazz hosting. Is Wemby in? Is he going to play? Yeah, he's in. We'll get you an injury update of this Utah Jazz team as well. So stay right here with us, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
You know what's coming.
Your daily deep dive into everything Utah Jazz.
It's time!
All season long and even in the offseason, it's Jazz Daily with JJ and Alex on your exclusive home of Utah Jazz basketball. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. 20-ish minutes away for Jazz pregame versus the San Antonio Spurs. We're getting an update on the injury report as we get closer to the game here, but as it stands, thank heavens. So Keontae George was listed as questionable until moments ago, and so is Bryce Sensabaugh, because already out is Lauri Markkanen. And if Keontae and Bryce were out, I don't know what you tell your kids if you got tickets to the game tonight. Like, nope, but made available. Keontae George dealing with the left forearm strain of some sort, and then Bryce Sensabaugh, who had, I don't know, presumably the same illness that Lauri Markkanen had, but Lauri was hit so hard with that sickness, whatever it was, they got to get him conditioning before he's back, so he's still out as well. So, but Key and Bryce Sensabaugh both available. Still, though, the San Antonio Spurs are one of the better teams in the entire league. And in a very competitive West, they are pretty much like the team that you look at, you go, okay, Oklahoma City, they're pretty darn good. San Antonio's had their number a little bit this year.
Yeah, they have.
If there's
they won 3 or 4.
And if somebody's been frustrating that Oklahoma City team, it's been this San Antonio Spurs team, who, by the way, has just absolutely made a massive turnaround. Wemby comes into town. They play against the Jazz at Delta Center tonight. How do you think this one's going to go down?
I think the Spurs are going to roll. They obviously, it went the Spurs' way the other night in San Antonio. The Spurs are playing really good basketball right now. They did lose their last game, but at 30-14, they're in second in the Western Conference. They have so much talent, and it's gonna be tough for the Jazz without Lauri Markkanen. But we saw the Jazz get a big win against the Timberwolves, a team that had a lot to play for
with this group.
Yeah. So. And now I look at the standings, the Timberwolves are suddenly in the play-in situation.
Struggling.
So the Jazz beating the Timberwolves is a good thing for the Jazz. I mean, the Timberwolves have lost 3 in a row. I don't see the Timberwolves falling out of the playoffs, which would give the Jazz another lottery pick. And you're watching in the East, the Cleveland Cavaliers, if they were to somehow miss the playoffs, the Jazz would get another lottery pick. But now the Cavaliers are moving back up the standings up to 5th in the East. But, I can't see the Jazz getting the win over the Spurs, but, I mean, why not? Give Wemby a shot. I mean, that Spurs team's good. It's a good test for these young players. It sure was fun to see the Jazz fight the other night and see a lot of these young players really step up. And Isaiah Collier's been playing really well lately. Got a double-double in that game. And, of course, Jusuf Nurkic has been such a nice piece for this team. And you mentioned the other day, like, these things you heard about Jusuf Nurkic around the league, and remember, it felt like there was people that didn't like him. And he got hit, or there was some kind of altercation that took place one time. He's been great. He said incredible things about the organization.
Likes it here, yeah.
You can tell when guys are laying it on thick and that kind of stuff. But you see the interaction he has with the players. The post-game interview with Keontae the other night was really genuine and fun. This is a fun group, and whether they're going to beat the Spurs tonight or not, I think you're going to see some great basketball tonight. You're going to see Victor Wembanyama, who's just incredible. Watching him attack the rim the way he does, he runs the court like a deer at 7-3, and then he steps out and he shoots 30-footers like they're foul shots.
It doesn't matter how many times.
It's insane.
It doesn't matter how many times I've watched him play. I am like shocked by the range that he's able to get straight to the hoop and still throw a dunk down from like outside of the key.
Right.
And like his like arm reaches into the key and
his
just
shot
like,
blocking range, his
it's
radius
so weird.
is insane.
And his body's kind of a funky one to see on the floor.
Right.
Obviously, it's kind of shocking when you see it and you go, man. But the fact that he's able to move around like that, I was just thinking in the West overall because their last loss was to the Rockets, right? And they lost to the Rockets.
Yeah, you saw that game on NBC the other night. KSL.
The Rockets are a good team too.
Yeah, they're right in the mix. They're 4th.
And I like their lineup. I feel like, man, the West is so dang good. And they turned it around so quickly, too. You know, Houston got bad quickly, and then they got good quickly.
They rebuilt quickly, and then once they got the young guys in place through the lottery, they added a Kevin Durant. Now you're in business. The Spurs did the same thing. They got lucky in the lottery a couple times. Add a De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Add a Harrison Barnes. Now you're ready to go.
Reed Shepherd is underrated as a player.
That was a great pick. He's a good player.
And I think that it's funny because, I mean, KD and LeBron, it's not the same situation, but what I'm saying is like KD's just a different beast nowadays, right?
Yeah.
They're not asking him to do the stuff. They're asking him to be the second and third scorer sometimes on these nights.
He doesn't have the pressure. He's got to come out there and carry the team.
But he'll score 20 on a night when Alperen Sengun will score 28.
Yeah, he doesn't have to carry that burden.
You'll get 20-something out of Reed Shepherd. It's just it's a nice lineup.
And Thompson's a great player. I like the Rockets team.
I still refuse to recognize Dillon Brooks as a.
Well, he's in Phoenix.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
He was in the trade for Kevin Durant. So it prompts an interesting conversation. We can hit it here real quick. NBA futures in the West, because the Jazz feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel here, and they're going to have another lottery pick. Some of these teams are going to age out. Like the Lakers are going to lose LeBron. Luka's still going to be there, but how elite are they going to be? We'll have to see what they do with the money and that vacuum from LeBron. I think the Suns are going to be mid. The Timberwolves are going to age out here soon. The Warriors are going to age out soon. The Nuggets are going to age out soon. So who are the teams that the Jazz are going to have to compete with when they get good again for titles? You look at those teams. Which teams scare you the most? Which teams feel like you can't touch them? Like it's going to be so hard. I think you start with the Thunder, but I actually think it's the Spurs. The team you see tonight. Wemby's just that player. And Dylan Harper is awesome. They got Dylan Harper coming off the bench right now as a rookie. He's killing it. They got nice players on that team. The Thunder, it just feels like they're going to have it. But the Thunder are going to have this issue of how they're going to pay everybody. The Spurs have some time before they've got to make some decisions the Thunder have to make. And then I do look at the Rockets as, what do they do when Kevin Durant finally retires here soon in a couple, 3 years? They're going to have to replace him. Another team that we don't talk about enough that I think is doing some nice things and has found a guy that came out of nowhere is the Portland Trailblazers. Denny Avdija is going to be in the All-Star game this year. Denny Avdija is a really good story from Israel. He might edge out Keontae in the Most Improved Player award list. So there's some teams that are doing some really nice things and have something building. And I didn't even mention the Mavericks of Cooper Flagg. By the way, Anthony Davis's agent, I think, is asking that he be traded before the deadline.
Gosh, dang it.
Which is coming up next week.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're 2-ish weeks away, February 5th, right? And I was thinking about the NBA trade deadline because I thought, okay, who are the guys that you look at on this Jazz roster that have played themselves into a situation that the team's like, man, he's great. Let's get rid of him right now. I mean, that happens, right? Like,
well, then
the value
Yusuf
goes.
Nurkic would be that guy. But here's the problem with Yusuf Nurkic is he's got a big contract.
But they also and he plays a different role too.
That's why I think he'll stay.
Yeah, I think so too. But there are guys that you're looking at and you go, man, that guy's overperformed. He's made himself valuable for Danny Ainge and Austin Ainge.
Who wouldn't want to add Svi Mikhailiuk to your bench right now?
I mean, even a guy like Isaiah Collier, you look at and you go, some team might see him and you go, pfft.
The Jazz have Key at point guard. Collier's going to want to start someday. Let's just make it happen now.
So what do you get in return? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've seen this front office be active during the trade deadline. We've seen them sit on their hands, and they get criticized for both, by the way.
Yeah.
They'll get criticized for both. I see how quickly these teams have turned it around, and I'm on board with whatever happens like this. I trust the front office because not every rebuild is going to look the same. And teams are going to have to deal with wherever they land in the lottery, wherever they land with their picks, and even those picks that they do get, are they panning out? In the Jazz case, it took 2.5 years or 2 years plus for Keontae George to work out.
Yeah.
We're still waiting to see if Hendricks is going to work out, right?
Yeah.
We're still looking to see what Bryce Sensabaugh's reality is. Right. Maybe that guy's played himself into a spot where they go, this guy's pretty freaking good. He might be worth more to us.
Is he a starter in the league?
Out of town.
Or is
I
this
don't know.
sweet spot the bench like a Jordan Clarkson?
Yeah. I'm not trying to trade everybody, by the way. I'm just saying that these are the.
You can't keep everybody.
You need to prepare yourself for names that have done well this year. When they do well on a team like this, and you don't feel like that they would be part of the future of this team, they might be gone. That's the way that works. All right. We're going to take a break. Before we do, Jake and Ben on Monday are going to be out and about 10 to noon at the Titanic, the exhibition at the shops of Southtown. Go check it out for yourself. Step aboard history, walk through recreation, see real artifacts, and feel the legacy of Titanic, the exhibition at the shops at Southtown. We will take a break. Get you ready for Jazz basketball coming up. Top of the hour, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The biggest name. You're locked into JJ and Alex. With the insight and analysis on the teams you can't live without. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You know when you hear this John Tesh classic that it's a Jazz game day here on the station. 6 o'clock coming up in just a few minutes here. You're going to get your pregame and then a 7 o'clock tip with the San Antonio Spurs coming to town. Wemby and company. But yes, the injury availability, you had listed as questionable earlier today. Keontae George and Bryce Sensabaugh, both are going to be available. So we'll see to what degree. We'll see if that forearm is bugging Keontae George at all. Still, we'll see if Bryce Sensabaugh can return from his illness and get back to the form which he was, which is basically 26.5 points a game over the past 3 games that he's played for this Jazz team.
Yeah, he's been on an unbelievable tear off the bench, a historic tear off the bench, and now that he's back in action, let's see what he can do.
I was looking today, and of course, you had some NFL news that happened during our program. Defensive coordinator for the Chargers just got hired. Jesse Minter just got hired officially as the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. So rolling the dice on Minter there in Baltimore. It worked with a young coach before. He became the coach that was there for 20 years after that. So,
and it's kind of funny that John Harbaugh loses his job, gets fired by the Ravens, but his brother's DC replaces him in Baltimore.
Speaking of Harbaugh's, Jackson Dart asked today about John Harbaugh being his head coach, and he said, "I cannot wait to play for that man." Should be pretty exciting. Yeah, I think he's got a good boost. Could have gone other ways. All right, Utah Jazz basketball coming up right around the corner. Don't miss any of it. You're going to be able to dial in on your radio home of the Utah Jazz. It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Stay tuned for Jazz.